Hey peeps, we are back. We are talking Love After Lockup, Love During Lockup, Season 4, Episode 30. This is the season finale for Love During Lockup, and I'm very grateful and thankful for it. This season has not been the best. Justine and Michael. So this episode starts off with Justine waiting for Michael to call. She says she's anxiously waiting. She hates it when he calls her late. She gets all nervous when he calls her late and he's about to get out. So she wants to make sure everything's going well. And then the phone rings and she almost completely takes out a cameraman trying to get to the phone. I said, well, what, damn it. If you didn't answer, he would have just called back. I'm just saying, don't take out this cameraman. He apologizes to her for the way he spoke to her when they had their last conversation regarding her looking into the car. And she apologizes to him for snooping. Hell no. I would have accepted his apology if I was her, but I would not have apologized to him because there's nothing wrong with her looking into this car. She's driving around in this car and she has no clue how this car is registered, where this car came from. Absolutely not. So she's got her 3 kids there and she's having a conversation with them regarding their feelings, how they feel about him coming to their house. He's getting out the next day. And I thought, are you kidding me? Are you just now talking to these kids about their feelings? And this man moving in with them the day before he moves in? This just doesn't make sense to me. Why wait? This is a conversation that needs to be had a very long time ago. I'm also very concerned about the fact that he's a street pharmacist, that's out here slanging the H and the F. And people are out here dying from, especially the F. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't want that around my children. Not at all. One of her sons, her youngest one, asked her if he could sleep in the bed with her one last time before, Michael shows up. And she seemed to be telling him absolutely not. Me personally, if he's used to sleeping with her, I would have said, sure, let's do something special. Why don't all of you sleep in the bed with me tonight? Let's order pizza. Let's make it a whole slumber party. Something. These babies' lives are about to change. These kids need some time to transition. I don't think he should be moving in. Her and Michael on this phone call, they talk about his other children and, their visitation. And he's saying that, he needs to speak to his other babies' moms and that they're not going to have any choice but to be civil. And, she's his wife. She's his number one. And I said, well, we can already tell what Love After Lockup is about to be about this coming season, which starts next Friday. It's going to be all about the drama between the baby moms, the children not wanting him around. It's going to be a whole bunch of mess. It seems to me that Justine should have put in a little more time thinking about the wants and the needs of her children and less time thinking about Michael and the gifts that she's received and hanging up his toenails and the sperm she got in the mail and the blood and all that other stuff. Girl, pull it together. Then she got super dressed up and drove over to the prison to pick him up. And I believe it's a BMW i8. I'm not really sure. I'm not really a car person, but she's very excited about it. And she said the doors go all the way up and that it's a 6-figure car, which I have no idea. She's all excited. She is dressed up in her Catwoman outfit and she's waiting for her man. The Love After Lockup people don't care about letting inmates who are now free drive with no driver's license. She has already informed us that this dude has been in jail for 6 years. He's about to come out and drive this car, I'm sure. Listen, at the end, it says that we will see them on the new season of Love After Lockup, and I'm here to tell you it's about to be a mess. Chelsea and Mikey. So this episode starts off and we see Chelsea with her son Trevor, who is so adorable. I really love this little kid. They're in the car and she's taking him to prison to visit Mikey. Instantly, I get angry. Why are you bringing this child to the prison? This makes no sense to me. This little boy should not even be around Mikey, let alone prison. On their way to the prison, she is so excited. I mean, she is excited as a child on Christmas Eve She's showing him the prison, pointing it out as if they have just arrived for their full day passes at Disney World. I said, why are you acting like this is a magical kingdom? Get the hell out of here. And then of course we found out from other blogs, which I posted in my community tab if you have not seen it, Chelsea has other children that have been taken by their fathers. And this is not a good look. Girl, don't do this to Trevor. Now, what ticks me off is they play on our intelligence again. She is pumping Trevor up that he's going to get to meet Mikey, and she gets to prison, and the prison guard, the CO, tells her that she's the only one on the list and Trevor can't come in, but there's a park down the street. I said, what kind of correctional officer tells somebody that they should drop their child off at a park down the street? I said, well, and I know she is not about to drive this baby over here to this park. Then they get to the park, and it just so happens that one of her friends is at the park with a baseball and a baseball glove. I said, say what now? Okay, so WeTV, you people think that we're stupid. Clearly. She knew good and damn well that Trevor couldn't get into the jail, and she's going to sit there and act like she's so sad. She had pumped his head up. He was going to get to go into jail. If you had no clue that he was not going to be permitted into jail, why would you have a friend on standby over at the park? And I also would like to say, if you are going to bring this child to the jail, why wouldn't you have called the Department of Corrections ahead of time to be sure that he could come? Nobody makes plans. These people are just pissing me off. I really hate for people to play on others' intelligence. We are not stupid. We know this is all a part of the storyline. So when she gets out of the visit, which of course this can't be filmed, she informs us that everything went great. I mean, she is on cloud 100, okay? Skip cloud 9, honey. She is all the way up on cloud 100. And Chelsea, I would just like to say this. With you talking to us about your history, with everything that's out there online about you and your past relationships, you really need to focus on healing and focus on Trevor and focus on your other children. You really don't need to be focused on this man from jail. She says he looks so good for somebody who's had 2 strokes. Girl, I can't. Okay, this man has not had 2 strokes. Cut the shit. And you know what? Then she says, oh my God, I found out that he wears a hearing aid. Okay, so that was just a stroke of a pen. One of the writers said, oh, let's add this hearing aid to the story. Because if you remember on the first episode, that dude said Chelsea's hearing loss is probably going to be an issue for them. So if this dude wears a hearing aid, how is her hearing issues going to be an issue for them? Buddy, you can't hear either, right? Your fake ass hearing aid. I am really over this. I really am. I mean, she is so in love. She is head over heels in love. He's just perfect. She's not going to be with any more assholes. Right. Girl, get some help. And, she sees Trevor after this, and she says that she's going to take him to a drive-in movie, and they're sitting out in broad daylight. She says, well, the movie should start in 30 minutes. No, ma'am. Not from as high as that sun is sitting. No, ma'am. Boy, TV, please quit messing with us. Seriously. They're sitting out there with popcorn and water. And he asked her, is Mikey going to be his new dad? And she says, oh, I don't know. I haven't thought about that. What have you thought about? I'll tell you one thing you have not thought about. This child's well-being. Chelsea, this is bullshit. So we find out that Mikey's being released from jail in January of 23, and he's working with a lawyer to try to sue the prison for these fake, allegedly fake strokes. Then we go to Mark. WeTV, I'm going to say this one last time. Do not ever bring this dude back to this show. Something is really unstable and wrong about him, and you know it. You are not being socially responsible. Every scene that we have seen him in, his confessionals, all of it, you can tell that something is not right. That man is on something. And you are not being a responsible production company. It's bullshit. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I don't know for sure if he's on something. I don't know these people. I don't know anybody who works at WeTV. This is just my thoughts, my opinion. Allegedly, in my mind, that man is on something. He is off, and you guys should get him some help. All right, so moving on. It's this dude's 30th birthday party, and it's hard to believe that he's just now turning 30. I mean, look at this dude. He says he's decided that Alexia, so I don't know, Lex and him are going to be a couple. She gets out in 5 months, and he thinks they're going to be great together. He can turn everything around for her. She can get a fresh start. They're going to be together. It's going to be something. Girl, you need to run. I hope your family members have been watching and will protect you from this demon. His mom says she is not holding her breath for him and Lexi's relationship. He has been caught up into some situation, and what he really should be caught up in is some therapy visits. I'm just saying. Then he has this stupid, awkward moment where he tells everybody that he's not going to make a wish. And I thought, this is really weird. He paid all this money for this ice luge, and then he's got this tiny little birthday cake. And these people there look like paid extras. None of them look like they know him or want to be bothered with him. They all think he's creepy. I mean, just by the way they look. Anyway, he says that he's already got his wish, and his wish is, to be with Alexis. They're going to be together when she gets out of prison, in 5 months. And they all just stare at him. I said, they thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Boy, you are one creepy dude. Could we just cut this cake and go home? I mean, that's what I was thinking. Anyway, since the show is wrapped, Mark is out traveling the world, waiting for Alexa to get out of jail in February. Alexi, Alexandria, Lizzie, the girl, run, because this dude he's a mess. I mean, I really do hope her family's watching. I mean, when you look at the show, just looking at the way his mom is looking at him all the time, you can tell that when she looks at him, she is just disappointed and thinking to herself, where did I go wrong? Melissa and Louie. Oh, God. So Melissa meets up with her dad, and she tells her dad that she went and saw Louie, and she knows the family thinks she's crazy, but she's not crazy. And her dad said, you're not. And I said, Daddy, she is. She really is. And if you wanted to be a responsible parent, you would just tell her, girl, you are, touched. And Mama and I need to get you some help. Something is not right. But that's not what happened. She tells him that she thinks that Louie's mom is a little bit overbearing, that Louie's mom does a little too much, and she's not sure how she's going to handle the situation. Well, he tells her that she should just call Louie's mom. And I said, you don't want to call that woman, because that lady, Donna, is no joke. She's too much. Well, honey, listen, she calls up Louie's mom, and she says, well, I just figured that we could talk about when Louie gets out, how we're going to go pick him up together. And Donna tells her straight up front, I've been thinking about it, and no, ma'am, you are no longer coming. You are not invited. I've been dealing with this, taking care of Louie for the last 10 years since he's been in jail, and I can go pick him up without you. And honey, now listen, Melissa's daddy, he jumps in the conversation, and Donna says, who the hell is this? I mean, this woman is rude as hell. I need Donna to calm all the way to hell down. Donna is acting as if she's Louie's girlfriend and not his mom. First of all, I understand that she doesn't want Louie to just up and go to New Jersey because she's concerned about his sobriety and staying on the, straight and narrow, which is understandable. But ma'am, you can't do this. This behavior is too damn much. You have got to cut those strings at some point. You are holding on to him as if he's your man. Donna, back the hell up. Then Melissa makes some kind of comment about Louie's teeth situation, and Lord Jesus, he's got a situation. Anyway, he looks like he's going to need about 6 or 7 dental implants, but clearly Melissa is not aware that they have dental implants. She's talking about they need to pull his teeth out and get him some dentures, and she's not going to want him to kiss her without his dentures in, because then he's going to have grandpa mouth. I just think, Melissa, that should show you that you are desperate for high school Louie. Louie is a 40-some-year-old drug addict inmate. This is not high school anymore. He is going to need to get some serious dental work, and you are going to probably pay for it. I'm just saying. His mom doing all that screaming about how she's lost 10 years of her life. Well, that's your problem, honey. That sounds like your issue because your son is the one who did the crime. You're out here giving up 10 years of your life for his crime? No, ma'am. You should have lived it up the way he was living it up, doing what he wanted to do when he was out in the streets. Now, I know your heart was hurt for 10 years, but I would not have missed a beat. I would have put money on his books. I'd have wrote him letters. I'd have sent him books. I'd have did all kinds of things, but I still would have been out here living my life. At the end, they said that she was still going to go get him when he got out of jail, even if his mom didn't want him to. He's getting out soon, and she's super excited that they're going to get to go to the high school reunion together. Listen, I'm hoping that she gets those implants before the reunion. I'm just saying. Ty. So, WeTV, please, please don't bring this woman back. So, Ty is at the cemetery with a friend, which I don't really know if this girl is a friend because either she's slow like Ty or she doesn't care about this woman's mental health. But they are at the cemetery in the rain, like they are hovered under umbrellas where she has created some sort of makeshift altar at someone else's gravesite and proceeds to pray for a husband from prison and a baby. No, ma'am. My first thing was, you can't be serious. You cannot be serious. You are sitting on someone's grave with this nonsense, and WeTV is okay with this. Then she starts walking through the cemetery on the phone with Marquise, boyfriend number 3. And the next thing you know, she is sitting on someone's grave marker. And I said, if somehow lightning striked her disrespectful ass, I would be okay with that. You clown, get the hell off of that person's grave marker. Can you imagine you're going to the cemetery to see Uncle Larry, and then you walk up and find this woman and her friend holding candles on the phone, sitting on top of Uncle Larry's grave marker? There is no way that I would not have whooped her ass. Get the hell off of there. And what if it was one of those older ones and she sat on it and it cracked or she broke it? Just disrespectful as hell. This woman needs a baby like she needs a hole in her head. She needs mental health help more than anything else. WeTV again. This is disgusting. And you should know better than this. First, you had her for 2 seasons now filming in the funeral home, being very disrespectful over someone's loved one. Now we're out here in the cemetery still being disrespectful. This is disgusting. Later in the episode, they say that she's ignoring calls from Hottie in jail, which I do not buy. She is absolutely talking to that man, in my opinion. She still has her full roster of inmates, and she's talking to some man who is outside of prison. So now she's got a man who is not in prison. Hopefully he is a decent man who believes in mental health care and will absolutely get her the help that she needs. This woman needs some help, seriously. You cannot tell me that someone who is perfectly mentally healthy would be out in the middle of a cemetery with baby clothes, a whole bunch of stones, sitting on people's grave markers, praying and begging for a man. At home, she's got a CSI wall of inmates. No, ma'am, she is not sane. Something is wrong. Get some help. Jessica and Dustin. So we see Jessica packing up her apartment. She's giving Bailey, her daughter, her final instructions on what to do. The movers are coming in a couple of days. Once they pack up and get everything out of the house, she needs to turn the keys over to the rental office. Then she ends up getting a call from Dustin's sister Desiree, and she lets her know that she's got the word from prison that Dustin may not be getting out. He could have extra time added. That's due to some sort of offense that he's made while he was in jail. According to Starcasm.com, Dustin did get an additional 12 months time in jail for being found guilty of felony battery on another inmate. So that is why he is in the box. Her daughter says, well, Mom, don't you think that you should possibly not move? And she's like, oh no, I'm going to move. I need a fresh start. And she starts crying uncontrollably over this situation with Dustin. Oh my God, I'm tired of being the strong one. I don't know what I can do. I can't help him. He's in the box. And girl, bye. We don't give a damn. She's crying about this dude being in the box, about how brokenhearted she is. But at the same time, you can look at her daughter's face and tell that her daughter is brokenhearted as well. You should be more concerned about being there for your daughter her senior year than running off to be with a guy that you just informed us that you've only been dating him for 5 months. You've been dating this dude for 5 months and you have uprooted your entire life, quit your good job, left your daughter and your family and friends back in Florida so you can move to Tennessee where you know no one except for his family. This is ridiculous. They tried to warn you right there with him getting additional time. That was her warning. That was a pure sign that says you need to stay put. Don't go to Tennessee. Well, we find out, of course, that she went on to Tennessee and she's still dumb because she's added 2 additional tattoos just to show Dustin that she still loves him. She's down there living in Tennessee and Dustin is still living in the box. And Bailey is better off at home with her dad and her other family and friends enjoying her senior year of high school. Thank goodness this is the last episode of Love During Lockup. Love During Lockup, people, do better. This is ridiculous. Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.